There used to be two main ideas in the auctions. One was setting the price, and the second is scheduling the matches. Historically, periodic auctions have not been very successful for two reasons. One is if you set the price with every auction, it essentially leaks imbalanced information in the book. The current incarnation in Europe, those that use midpoint, are less susceptible to this. But the biggest problem historically with those auctions is that they are the frequency of crosses was set on based on sort of marketing decision every 100 milliseconds, every 500 milliseconds. And it's the same for all stocks all the time in every volatility regime. And they tend to be commercial failures because for some names the frequency of matching is too often. For some it's too fast.
The promise of a distributed ledger was this trustless environment. But of course we've had, probably, I'd say there's a hack a month on one of the cryptos anyhow, right? Which are the best production cases for distributed ledger today. And so, I personally don't really trust the distributed ledgers right now. Now, will they enhance that technology, and will the code be more reliable, and will, by open sourcing it and more people reading it and working on it and so on, can it get to the point where it's as reliable as a transactional asset database? Probably. And when it does, will that be useful? Yep. Will it remove the need for a third-party trust source? Not entirely. Small ticket items, maybe that could work. Instead of eBay, you could just do it over a blockchain or something. But I think at the end of the day, for financial services firms, you're always going to want to have somebody who's a referee.
We have Jobs Act 3.0, and that is, it has gotten easier for companies to take a public route. There's still obviously a lot of improvement that needs to get done in that area. But I think that there's also been a general feeling that really what's impacted the amount of IPOs that have come, it's just a function of we've had this unnatural levels of low interest rates. And now as interest rates start to move and normalize to maybe to where they used to be historically, that will contribute to a healthy IPO market.
I can't tell you what's going to happen with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of the other cryptocurrencies, but what I feel very confident about is we're beginning to experience, I don't even want to say the early innings. People talk about this being early innings. I think we're just building the stadium, and the stadium is the market infrastructure. That allows the game to be played. And when you talk about the institutional flow of funds, everybody's talking about that. But until you have mechanisms that are comfortable for compliance, for reporting, for counterparty risk, the institutions can engage. They have a fiduciary responsibility to the money. That people aren't going to go out on a limb and lose their job to take a shot at something until there's regulatory framework, like some of the things that Templum's done. So I think this scales. I think it scales rapidly, and I think it's going to take a lot of people by surprise. The adoption of market infrastructure is the turning point for the flow of institutional funds. And I think accredited investors and over time retail are going to follow, but it's different than the cryptocurrency marketplace evolving from retail and starting to go institutional. This is an institutional marketplace that will come down in size and scope.